My name is LeRoy Andrew Gibson Jr. My friends had gave me the name of Buddy, and Buddy is something that I've always used all my life. I was born in Ventura, California in 1938. My age right now, I am 87 years old. I have had the pleasure of knowing 6 generations of my family. Talked with them, hugged them, kissed them, loved them, listened to them, and they all helped raise me all through my life and made me the person I am today. I lived on Figueroa Street in Ventura, California, and raised in a house that was a very loving house. My mother and my father, my sister, older sister, and myself. My older sister, Betty, Louise, was one that kind of like just hampered me all the time, and just we were very close. We just like couldn't be separated as we were growing up. As we got older, naturally, she had to go her way and I went my way, and hers was starting her own family, and mine was to just explore life itself. I started off in a music career that was developed when my father was in the Navy, and we went over to Guam, and I went to school at George Washington High School there for a while and started a band or singing group, it actually was, called the Geckos. And we stayed there for 1 year and a half because we were going to come back and graduate at the local schools in the United States. In fact, I went to a school called Ventura High School. We were the Cougars. And my sister and myself graduated a year apart. And from that time, we went on to the high school, then to Ventura College. At that time, Ventura High School and Ventura College was on the same campus, and it was a split campus. And we had some very nice experiences there. As you can see, I am African American. On my birth certificate says I was born a Negro, and that's the way it's been all my life. So some of the things that I had to endure was very uncomfortable through life, but we were very adjustable because of my upbringing with my parents, my grandparents, and especially my grandpa. He's one that I knew him for 10 years of his life. As I look back on my Grandpa Bill, he was my favorite person in the whole family because he actually took time out with me from the age of about 5 years old until I was about 10 when he passed away in 1948. However, Grandpa Bill taught me so many things about life and nature, took the time with me, taught me just so many things. And as I grow older, I could use his skills to develop and go into bigger things. Grandpa Bill's name was William Andrew House. And from Alabama, he came out to California, and he went to a place called Val Verde, California, which ended up being our family stronghold on the 4th of July, where everyone in California looked like they came to Val Verde to have a 4th of July parties and gatherings where they can end up with each other and know each other a little bit better. And this went all the way out from the LA area all the way up to St. Louis Obispo. Grandma Ida was my grandpa's second wife. His first wife died before I was even born. And he remarried just so they could have a family unit in order to help raise my sister and myself and keep an eye on the family, which was very difficult back in the days of the 1930s and 40s in Ventura County with African Americans. My dad was from Tulsa, Oklahoma, Indian Territory. I understand he was born on Indian Territory. And his parents also were wheat farmers. They had 6 kids, siblings, and I think 5 of them were young ladies, females, and my dad, naturally a male, was worked the farm for many years. And then I forgot exactly this particular year, but Black Wall Street was attacked by the townspeople, and they actually killed many African Americans at that time. They went into the cities and they actually burnt down their hotels, their banks. They just really took over the street and just killed, walked up and just started shooting people as they were wondering what was going on. They would just go there and just destroy them. It was a massacre. And from there, the word went out very shortly, within a few days. And my dad told me that his father told him that he was going to have to leave to try and support the family, and that they should also leave right away, and because they were probably going to come after everyone that was on the landscape. So it was very frightening to them. And so for him to survive, his dad actually left and went to work in the minefield somewhere. I have the details somewhere. And actually what happened was that his mother passed away the next year. So when she passed away, he grabbed his sisters and came out to Santa Barbara, California, or say California itself, where he actually started his career as he was very well built and strong for a young man. He ended up being into the fighting game of starting out with the Golden Gloves. He was a welterweight, and he actually ended up winning some championships and became, I think at one time, the welterweight champion of the United States. One of the things he had told me, I remember when we were talking, was that he said that he actually was the champion of the United States. However, back then they would give you different names. So he was known as the Wichita Wildcat and the Bonbon Kid, and also he fought under his own name. So when they actually looked at his stats, they were all split up in 3 different areas, but he was one of the same, just one man. So therefore, them stats, if you added them all together, made him one of the world champion boxers. That is something that is on record that you can actually find if you tracked it all out and found out that these different names was him particularly. My dad was also a religious man and a very caring guy, and he was very soft-spoken, just like my grandfather. He's also a church man, and he was a super businessman. He had several jobs that he actually had to work to make sure the family was being taken care of. That barbecue house that he had on Figueroa Street is no longer there because they said the freeway was going to partially take it by domain. But through some of my research, I found out they didn't even need the property, but the city and the county of Ventura made sure that they got a hold of that property, and I think it went up for auction, which I never could find out what it was sold for. However, as we speak today in the year 2025, it's one of the most prominent and biggest money-making entertainment areas in Ventura County, and the same piece of property. So actually, although they told us we had to tear it down, split up our family, leave and all that, it actually wasn't a true effort that was true. I'm carrying the torch and I'm trying to keep the flame alive, and I think one day we'll be able to turn some things around. But it's hard for the African Americans to get fair treatment in the courts. Ventura County was like in the 50s and 60s. On the surface, it was self-sustaining for African Americans and Hispanics and people of color. However, underneath, it was hard to have good jobs. It was very difficult to be accepted into the mainstream of being able to socialize in restaurants. Schools were a little bit racy a little bit when it came to getting your grades and things. But the one thing that my folks taught me always, you go to school to get what you think you need, not what they want to give you, and you'll be okay. And I think I'm a prime example of that, the way my life ended up and the way I am today, and some of the things that I've been able to accomplish in that time. I have 3 sons. I have about 5 grandchildren and about 3 great-grandchildren, all developed at the same time. So I get a chance to view them and see how they are making adjustments into the new way things are being, technology that is coming up today. When I came along, I did not have the cell phones. I didn't have the color TVs. I wasn't raised around any of this kind of stuff. So you paid more attention about keeping focused on life itself and getting through it. What's embedded in you is how to have survival skills without being so painful. But it's painful, trust me. So anyway, I just say God bless anyone that has gone through some of the things I know I have been through in my years, and we're all going to come out okay.